Hey, I'm Scott and I'm an American in Bangkok. Today I'm going to go over number 11 through 21 of the mistakes you don't want to make in Thailand. More mistakes. Okay, number 11. Wasting your time trying to convince a buddy that his girl is not different. Hey, we're all different. But when it comes to the wrong kind of girl, and sometimes the right kind of girl, they're no different. Simple as that. Number 12, whying everyone and anyone. You don't need to. You don't need to why the maid, why the Pizza Hut girl, why the person at 7-Eleven. You just don't need to. You don't need to why the little kid that says hello on the street. If they why you, you can why back. But I'm going to do an article about whying in Thailand, when and how to do it. So that'll be coming up soon. Now, number 13. If you are lucky enough, or you work hard enough, and you get a credit card, which is very difficult to do. I have an American Express, and I feel very fortunate that I got it at the time. I was earning quite a bit of money, and I was able to get it. So if you have a credit card, make sure you pay the bill. If you don't pay the bill and you skip out, you might not be able to come back. And you might go to jail. Or you might just have a handful of problems that you really don't need. You might get blacklisted. Number 14. If you go somewhere, you get into a taxi, you go into a store, and someone asks you, how long have you been here? And like in my case, I say, 18 years this month. Or you might say, 3 years, or whatever it is. You might hear them say to you, oh, คุณเป็นคนไทยแล้ว You are a Thai person already. But the truth is, you will never be Thai. You should not be stupid enough to believe this. They're being polite. They're being very nice. They're expressing their gratitude that you've been in their country for so long and you like it enough to stay so long. Don't think that they really mean, you're a Thai now. I got kids, and you know what? The truth is, I'm not 50% Thai. I don't really want to be, and I never will be. So, okay, number 15. Coming to Thailand with the plan that you're going to teach English and expecting to be able to live here forever. You know, some people, they can get into a regular school, a real school, whether it's an international school or a Thai university or whatever it is, and they teach whatever class it is, math, physical education, science, English. Okay, in that sense, no problem. You can get a job here and you can do well and you can stay and work here for 20 years, 30 years, whatever. But coming here and working for, you know, a little English school or just an English school in general. I don't know, to me it seems like earning 40,000 baht a month. You know, it's not necessarily about the money, but I think that the mistake is thinking that teaching English here is the end all. First of all, it might dry up. You might not be able to teach here very easily anymore. There might be some kind of a quota on how many teachers from each country. I don't know, but I just don't think it's a good idea to think of English as your end-all when you come here to work. Number 16, underestimating the strength of a Thai woman. You know, you can dump a Thai woman and they might cry and scream and kick, and they might not want to get kicked out of your apartment or your house or whatever. But bottom line is, most of them, they bounce back just fine. And it's not only in relationships, it's in life in general. They're very sweet, polite, kind, most of them. But, you know, they're incredibly strong. So don't underestimate that. I don't know why you would, but I got to bring it up. Number 17, thinking that Thailand is cheap. Let me tell you, Thailand can be cheap in some ways. You go out for a meal. Yeah, you can get a meal for $1.50, you know, 30, 45 baht, something like that. You can go out and get a meal and you can be full. But like for me, I like to go out to a nice restaurant once in a while. I want to go out for foreign food. I don't always want to eat Thai street food. So when it comes to food and like an apartment or a house, yes, prices are reasonable and sometimes cheap. But looking at the overall picture, you get what you pay for. Thailand is sometimes cheaper, but it's not cheap, and prices are going up. Number 18, the mistake. Thinking that the Thai lifestyle has to be your lifestyle. And what I mean by that is many foreigners will go to Pattaya, or they're retired, or whatever, to Phuket, wherever it is, Chiang Mai, and they end up having a bar stool with their name engraved on it, because that's all they ever do. They wake up in the morning, they have breakfast at the same restaurant, and then they go to the bar and sit there all day, every day. To me, I think there's probably more to life than that. You know, the thing with me is that if I'm here for more than, say, 2 months, I start getting antsy. I need to get out of the country. I need to get away. It's just like this is America for me, and I've been there, and I need to get on a vacation, to go on a vacation. So, you know, have some hobbies. Do some different things. Don't just do the same thing every day and think that, you know, life is over. It's not. You can have hobbies. Anything you want to do back home, you can pretty much do it here. Where am I? Number 19. Taking advantage of Thai kindness and mistaking it for weakness. You should never mistake kindness for weakness, but Thais can be so kind and so polite sometimes that I think some people are stupid enough to mistake that for weakness. Now, number 20 and 21 relate to Thailand and how it's conservative, and that's kind of a contradictory statement. But number 20 is showing displays, public displays of affection. Showing public displays of affection. Not good. Okay? First of all, I personally don't want to see some guy getting it on in the restaurant booth, you know, I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see some guy swapping spit with a girl. I don't want to see them, you know, playing goo-goo eyes and tonguing each other and doing all that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, get a room. That's the whole thing. Just get a room and, you know, take care of business, whatever. But there's no reason for it, and Thais don't really appreciate it, and they don't like it. It's not part of the culture that is accepted. It's not accepted in the culture, so don't do it. That's a mistake. Finally, number 21. You know, I know this doesn't happen all that often, but on the beaches, girls, don't show your tatas. Don't take your top off. And certainly, don't take your bottom off. I mean, hey, I'd love to see it, and I don't complain about it if you want to do it. But if you really want to interact with the culture in the proper fashion, you don't see Thai girls flashing their tits, their breasts on the beaches of Thailand. If you want to do that, go somewhere deserted, isolated, where you can get away with it. But don't do it in public, you know? And guys, don't run down Sukhumvit, unless maybe it's Songkran Festival. Don't run down the street with your shirt off. I don't care how buff you are, or buff you're not. You know, there's no reason for it. It's not accepted in the culture. You may not believe me. Go ahead, do what you want to do. But you're going to be the dumbass running down the street. You're the one who everybody's going to be looking at going, look at that dumbass. Anyway, that's all I got for right now. Until next time, chok di la jerken mai. Don't make these mistakes.